The administration of Donald Trump has announced a temporary pause to its controversial Project Freedom initiative, a move that comes at a sensitive moment of escalating tensions in West Asia and renewed diplomatic maneuvering involving Iran. Well, the decision, according to Donald Trump's post on Truth Social, follows requests from several nations, including Pakistan, which has reportedly been acting in a mediatory capacity between Washington and Tehran. The pause, however, does not signal a full de-escalation, as the United States has made clear that its naval blockade in the region will continue unchanged. Project Freedom was introduced earlier as a large-scale American military and logistical operation that has been designed in order to ensure the safe passage of commercial shipping through the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz. And the waterway is one of the most critical maritime choke points in the world, carrying a significant portion of global oil exports, and has increasingly become a flashpoint amid rising US-Iran tensions. And under the initiative, US forces, including naval destroyers, air support units and advanced drone systems, were deployed in order to escort and protect commercial vessels navigating the corridor. The operation was also linked to broader efforts in order to counter perceived threats to international shipping security in the region. And in his statement, Donald Trump described recent US military actions in the area as a tremendous success and suggested that pressure on Iran would remain in place despite the temporary suspension of the escort operation. He indicated that the pause in Project Freedom was intended to allow space for diplomatic engagement and to assess whether a complete and final agreement with Iranian representatives could be reached and signed. And according to his remarks, significant progress has already been made in negotiations, although no formal agreement has yet been finalized. And the geopolitical situation has remained highly volatile, with Iran responding sharply to the US announcement. Mohammad Ghalibaf criticized Washington's approach, arguing that US military presence and action in the region have increased risk to maritime security rather than stabilizing it. He reiterated Tehran's position that Iran will not relinquish its control or influence over the Strait of Hormuz, and warned that the presence of US and elite forces in the region is unsustainable in the long term. Well, at the same time, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio emphasized that the US stance remains firm on Iran's nuclear program, stating that any durable peace agreement would require Tehran to comply with American demands regarding nuclear restrictions. He described ongoing US military involvement as defensive in nature and stressed that reopening and securing the Strait of Hormuz remains essential for stabilizing global energy markets. And the broader conflict, which has already disrupted global energy supplies and contributed to volatility in oil markets, continues to affect international trade routes and fuel availability across multiple regions. While previous diplomatic engagements, including discussions held in Islamabad, failed to yield a breakthrough, the latest pause in Project Freedom signals a renewed, albeit cautious, attempt to balance military pressure with diplomatic negotiation. And for now, however, the situation remains fragile, with both the sides maintaining firm positions even as talks continue behind the scenes. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.